Suproids! Today I'm going to be chatting a little bit about something that I've seen going around a lot. Basically the question of, is it appropriate to show up to a drag show in drag if you're not performing? Let's talk about it.
It's Hot Topic time. Let's spill tea with Haley.
So yes, I've seen this question being asked on Twitter and on Facebook, and honestly, I was kind of shocked to see it because the way that I was raised is not the right word, but like from my start in drag, the bar that I started at, it was pretty much like a requirement to show up in drag if you weren't performing. Like if you weren't booked, they would tell you to be present. If you worked there, which I did work there for a while and still kind of do, but kind of took a step back because I moved away. But it's a far drive now and gas is expensive. Thanks, doomsdayers. But as a queen that worked there, whether you were performing or getting paid or not, you were supposed to show up in drag for all of like the big events and whatnot, even if you weren't performing. That was an expectation. And then even the bar that I've been getting involved with where I live now told me back whenever I first performed there years ago, they told me that if I wanted to get booked, I needed to show up in drag and just be known and be present when not performing. But let's put aside that. Let's just say that's a weird East Coast thing because I'm a Maryland queen. East Coast, I go all over the place. I've visited other bars where people do show up in drag often when they're not booked to perform. Seems to be a common thing on the East Coast, but let's go worldwide for a second and say maybe other states, it's not the norm. It's not a requirement at those bars or whatever. Or maybe it's just there's the two bars I happen to be at. I don't know. Let's do benefit of the doubt for a second and just say there's a bar that it's not a requirement at. What should you do? My honest take on it is that if you're showing up in drag, you are free to do so. The argument that people have been making is that it's disrespectful and takes away from the queens that are performing, which I can get that, but I think it's how you carry yourself. Example, you go and chit chat with people, meet some people, maybe you're trying to get booked, so you're trying to introduce yourself to the show director, whatever you're there for, or maybe you just did a nice makeup look and you wanted to go out and show it off. Go for it, do you. The next part though is what you do during the show. People worry that the people that are attending the bar are going to be all over you trying to get pictures and whatnot, and just you're gonna steal the spotlight from those performing. At least the bars that I've been to, that's not been a problem really. When you go to a drag show, everybody is focused on the show. People aren't paying attention to them while the show is going on. They want to see what is happening with the show. So the only way I can see that that would take away from the queens that were performing, or kings, or drag performers in general. Book your drag kings, book all drag entertainers. But if you're there in drag, it depends how you carry yourself. Because if you just kind of sit near the back or in the middle or somewhere just not right up in front, you're just quietly watching the show, also tipping the entertainers so they know you're there to support them also, then there's no problem with that. The problem would be if you're dancing, acting a fool, God forbid, trying to get on stage with them when you're not in their show, then there's an issue. Then you're trying to steal the spotlight and should probably be removed from the bar. But if you're just attending it, I don't think that should be an issue because gay bars are supposed to be a safe space for all LGBTQIA+ people, including drag entertainers. Whether you're a king, queen, etc., you should feel comfortable enough to attend the way you want to attend. By telling someone they can't go in drag is kind of taking a little bit away from that safe space, in my opinion. I should not be scared to attend a bar in drag, and no one should be scared to attend a bar in drag that is supposed to be a safe space for LGBTQIA+ people. So it's almost doing more harm than good by telling people they can't dress themselves up and go out. The audience members are probably not going to be trying to take pictures and stuff with these people during the show. And if that becomes a thing, they can respectfully be like, no, there's actually a performer on stage, I'll chit chat with you after the show or whatever. Like, there's ways they can handle themselves. Oh, itchy. You should not feel like you even have to question if you can go out in drag. If it's what makes you confident and makes you feel good about yourself, nobody should dictate that. And that's my honest take on it. Again, though, this is all just my opinions. If you guys want to continue the discussion, you are welcome to do so in the comments. Just be politeful. Just be polite and respectful to everybody, please. That is all that I ask, because at the end of the day, we're all in the same community here. Let's just let people live their lives and be happy. Make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on. Support me on Patreon, because if I hit $600 a month by September of this year, I'm officially a full-time YouTuber, which is a huge dream come true. And as a reward, you get to see me put my best friend, assistant, all of the above, Timothy, in drag for a Patreon exclusive video. You also get an extra video every Friday, access to the exclusive Haley Hemorrhoid Discord server where we can chit-chat together, and it's a lot of fun. The link is in the comments and the descriptions. Special shout out to my super VIP patrons, Paul Ember, Lyndon Gurlis, Brian Hart, Brielle Barlow, McKenna Mess, and Amy Harless. And if you'd like a special shout out at the end of every video, just support me on Patreon and choose the super VIP or higher membership. And I don't know what day this is going live on, but I upload on Mondays and Wednesdays, so whichever one's closest to this video is when I'll see you next. Bye! Oh, my nose itches so bad, but I can't scratch it. Cards Against Humanity. Oh. Old MacDonald had a blank. E-I-E-I-O.